Imagine living in a world where a predator walks among us, hiding behind an ordinary life. A man with a job, a family, a home. But in the shadows, he is a monster. For over a decade, the Gilgo beach killer haunted Long Island, leaving a trail of bodies along the desolate coastline. His victims disappeared without a trace, their fates unknown, until a chilling discovery in 2010 changed everything. It started with a frantic 911 call. On May 1, 2010, a young woman named Shannon Gilbert ran for her life through the dark streets of Oak Beach, screaming for help. "They're trying to kill me," she cried, banging on doors, desperate for someone to save her. Moments later, she vanished. Months later, while searching for Shannon, police made a horrifying discovery: human remains. But they weren't hers. Instead, they found 4 bodies wrapped in burlap sacks, discarded along Ocean Parkway like trash. And this was just the beginning. As the investigation expanded, more bodies surfaced, 11 in total, scattered along Gilgo Beach. Most were young women, many were sex workers. Among them was a toddler. Who could commit such monstrous acts? For years the case stalled. Theories swirled. Was it one killer or multiple? A police cover-up? A powerful figure lurking in the shadows? Law enforcement faced backlash for mishandling the case, while victims' families were left in agony. Then, in 2022, everything changed. A new task force reignited the investigation, using advanced forensic technology and old-fashioned detective work. And soon, a name emerged from the shadows. The shocking arrest: the man behind the mask. On July 13, 2023, the world learned the name Rex Heuermann, an unassuming architect from Massapequa Park, Long Island. Heuermann lived just miles from where the bodies were discovered. A husband, a father, a businessman, he was the last person anyone would suspect. But behind his quiet demeanor lurked something far darker. Authorities linked him to the murders of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. How? A chilling combination of DNA evidence, burner phones, and an obsession with the case itself. Hair found on the victims matched Heuermann's, and phone records placed him at the crime scenes. Even more disturbing, he had been watching, tracking news about the case, lurking in online forums, following every development. And what police found in his home was even more terrifying. The House of Horrors. When investigators raided Heuermann's home, they uncovered disturbing evidence. Hundreds of searches related to serial killers. Burner phones linked to the victims. Dark web activity suggesting a fascination with torture and death. His basement? Soundproof. Neighbors described him as odd, awkward, creepy. But no one imagined they were living next to a suspected serial killer. Arrested outside his Manhattan office, Heuermann was shackled, head down, expressionless. His double life had caught up with him. But the question remains: was he the only one? The terrifying possibility: more killers? More victims? Despite Heuermann's arrest, the case is far from closed. Some investigators believe the Gilgo Beach murders involved multiple killers. Others fear more bodies remain undiscovered. Several remains found along the beach remain unidentified. Some were killed years earlier, suggesting the nightmare may have begun long before we knew. And then there's the case of Shannon Gilbert. Officially, her death was ruled an accident. But was it? Her mother fought to prove she was murdered, that she was another victim of the killer. Could Heuermann be responsible? Or is someone else still out there? The FBI is now revisiting old cases, scouring missing persons reports, searching for more possible victims. Each day, chilling new details emerge. Justice for the victims. But is it enough? For over a decade, the victims' families have waited for answers. Now, with Hoyerman behind bars, they may finally get justice. But many questions remain. Why did it take so long to catch him? Did law enforcement fail these women? Could more lives have been saved? And most terrifying of all, are we truly safe? The Gilgo Beach murders remain one of the most haunting cases in modern history. A reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones hiding in plain sight. And as the investigation continues, we may soon uncover even more horrifying secrets buried beneath the sands of Long Island.